Hi, my name is Pau and welcome to my channel. Okay, today we are going to talk about Ruby Dixon. I think I mentioned her on my second bookmark video. I will link it somewhere around here. And today is the day that we talk about her books. It's going to be a long one, so go grab some water or some snacks or whatever you want and let's get with her books. I'm going to start by saying what I'm going to be drawing while I talk because I'm going to focus just on the series and the books instead of the illustrations. So I'm going to do 2 bookmarks and 4 stickers. The first sticker is just one of the designs of one of the bookmarks into a sticker format. And then the other 3 are slightly different. I don't know how to put that. So basically I just wanted to play a bit with the style, so even though they all have the same theme, they don't look that similar to each other basically at all, because I wanted, to go with different things. And my favorite one, and you're going to know exactly which one I'm referring to the moment you see it, is the silly one. So yeah, it's going to be so obvious when you see it, you are going to know which one I'm talking about. Importante, aviso. Warning, I'm going to have spoilers. I'm not going to go into each book, so I'm obviously not going to tell you its story for each book, but I'm going to be going over what happens in general, the main events in each series, so I'm still going to have some spoilers. First, Ruby has over 100 published works. A few, right. I'm not going to talk about all of them for multiple reasons. The main 2 being that I have only read, I think, 40, and that I don't want to make a 4-hour video. You would hate me, I will hate myself, so that's not happening. We are going to go over the Space Alien series, which will be the ones that you have right now on screen. We are going to focus specifically over the ones that are marked in pink, because those are the ones that I have read. So I'm obviously not going to start talking about books. I have no idea what they are about, basically. Technically, all of these series are intertwined with each other in some shape, way, or form, whatever you want to say in there. So we're going to go over this other list that you have right now on the screen. This is one of the lists that Ruby has in her official page. So if you want to read all of the books that she has in this universe, I will link her official page in the description, so you can go over there and use this list. You can download it, you can do whatever you want with it. However, I do not think you need to read all of them, at least it's not necessary. Let's use this list and look at this as, left side and right side to make it easy. On the top left side, we have Prison Planet Barbarian. That is the book that will go between Barbarian's Lady and Barbarian's Rescue on the right. This book is basically irrelevant. You don't need to go to that. So basically, there is one character, the one that I'm guessing is the FMC of Prison Planet Barbarian, that is briefly mentioned, like literally just once, in Barbarian's Lady. Actually, at least if I remember correctly, you don't hear about her ever again. So I just decided, because I already had so many books to read, not to go into the left side of the Ruby universe, and I just read IPB, Ice Common, IPC. Okay, let's talk about the books. I have to admit that I absolutely hate the original covers. No shame to Ruby, by the way. This is just my personal opinion, my personal taste about covers. So I don't like them, so I changed them, basically. I know a lot of people, because I have heard this before, love the original covers. They find them really sexy and nice to look at. That is not me. When we're talking about book covers, I eat from my eyes. I don't know if that makes sense in English. But I cannot stand, 1, real people on book covers. Number 2, real people half naked on covers. And can you see my problem with these covers? I honestly think, again, this is personal opinion, don't come for me, it does not have to apply to anyone else but me, but I think this kind of cover makes a book look bad, cheap. I know, I just don't want to read a book when I see this kind of cover. I don't know how to describe it, you probably know what I mean when I say something like this. But I have to admit, these covers are really useful because you see this and you know exactly what you're getting into. You know there's a spice in these books, and there is. So it's useful. I just don't like them. I actually really like the special editions. I'm going to put some of them here. The covers are really cute. I love the colors. I like the fonts. I love the illustrations. I think the girls look really cute, and it's also helpful because I'm a bit stupid and I cannot visualize some of the girls. There's at least one that I just cannot imagine her. I don't know why. I have so many, like I read the whole book and I ended the book and I have no idea how she looked. Like I remember the description, I just cannot imagine her. And there's a few girls, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 of them, that my brain refuses to imagine them correctly. Like I see everything that she's describing in the books, but the hair. It's always the hair. For some reason my brain decides that that's not the hairstyle that goes with that girl. I don't know why. So obviously the books with covers with illustrations help because I don't have to think, because I know how they look. The problem with the special edition is that so far there's only 8 of them out. So I did not want to have over 30 books with covers I hated. So I changed them. I didn't make something that interesting really because I just did not have the time or the mental energy or the inspiration or anything to create like over 30 like nice covers. So I took the special editions, edition, then tried to search for a font that was as similar as possible to this one. I took some of the colors on this, I don't know, just a combination of the colors. I put a plain background with some stars, basically. Then I added an icon on the top, and voila, new covers. So for, let me check. For IPB, I use an UFO icon. For ISOM, I use an iceberg. And for IPC, I use a crystal. Then there's also short stories in between, so to differentiate them, I just added this other icon. So this is basically, yes. Let's jump into the series finally. So these are all sci-fi, alien, romance series. They are all spicy. All of the books have hot and steamy scenes, so if that's not what you're looking for, these are definitely not the books for you. There's a lot of details in those scenes. There is a lot of alien anatomy. I'm going to talk about that too. And the stories take place in the planet Copan 6. Please do not laugh about my pronunciation. I'm going to butcher probably most of the names. I'm going to try to avoid as many alien names as I can. I will write them on the screen because I have no idea how to pronounce most of these names. That's how I'm going to pronounce them how my Spanish brain thinks it sounds. So what I was saying, it takes place in Copan 6, and Copan 6 is later renamed as not Hoth by the humans. 2 important things to mention. First, alien anatomy. They are big everywhere. Not just really tall, they are big everywhere. They have ridges on their magic wand, and there is also a spur that is usually compared to a thumb, a few centimeters over the magic wand, and is placed there basically just to rub everything that needs to be rubbed while who are doing the deed, doing the nasty, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, you know what I'm referring to. They have 4 fingers instead of 5. They also have horns, and they have a tail. And this detail I decide to ignore every single time because I find it disgusting, but I have problems with texture, so some people might find this really nice to think about. But they have velvety skin, or that's how Ruby describes it. I don't know what that's supposed to feel like. To me, it just sounds disgusting, especially when they are like kissing and they lick different parts. Velvety skin does not sound. No. Then the second thing, the books have a lot of serious topics here and there. They talk about PTSD, anxiety, depression, essay, I know many things, so be careful and read over the trigger warnings before you read the books. Their first series is Ice Planet Barbarians. I'm going to be calling it IPB because it's much shorter. And this series has, let me check the numbers, 19 main books and 4 short stories. It introduces 12 girls. They are abducted from Earth. They wake up in a spaceship, and this spaceship has some technical problems, and they end up crashing in Copan 6, which is an ice planet. That's where the name Ice Planet Barbarians come from. So once they are in this ice planet, they meet our blue, big, quite strong, quite naked aliens. They call themselves Sakui, so that's the name of the tribe or the name of the people, the Sakui people. And these are the love interest of our main characters. They cannot get out of Copan 6, so they are basically stuck in there, and they need a kui to survive. A kui is usually referred to as a parasite by the humans, which I will also do. No matter what they try to explain to me, I will also call it a parasite. However, it is not a parasite, it's not harmful whatsoever, it's actually quite opposite. It helps a lot with the cold and healing and some other stuff, so it's actually, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to put it here. Is this instead of a parasite. At the beginning, they are obviously not able to communicate with each other whatsoever because, well, different planets, different languages, I think that's expected. Later on, they go to what the Sakui refer to as the Elder's Cave. It's important to mention that the Sakui are a quite primitive society, so they have no idea about technology. So this cave that they refer to as is actually a crash spaceship. So obviously humans have computers and the normal technology that we have, and they, after touching here and there, they discover that one of the functions that it still has is you stay in front of a laser, it shots into your eye, I don't know how to call it. You fall down, you wake up with a headache, that headache stays there for a few hours, but now you have a whole new language in your brain, up to 3 if I remember correctly, which is, I will accept a headache if I can learn a new language in a few seconds, honestly. So that's basically how they are able to start communicating with each other. Before we finish going over all of the characters, in Barbarian's Mate, which is book 6, they find other 2 human girls in another crash ship, and these 2 girls are the only 2 that survive. Then there is a short story between Barbarian's Taming and Barbarian's Hurt, so between book 9 and 10. That short story is called Aftershocks, and I honestly think you do not need to read it. It's basically a recap because in book 9, which was Barbarian's Taming, I'm so sorry, too many names. Barbarian's Taming, one of the main events is a huge earthquake. So from the beginning of this universe, or this series, however you want to call it, they are living in a really big cave with the small rooms. So the whole tribe of the Sakui live in there. They have been living there for the longest time. However, this earthquake destroys it completely. It actually kills a few people of the tribe, not the humans. So they basically have to move, and in this book they also find a random town. I'm not sure how that town came to be, honestly. It might be me, I might have skipped some details or something, or I just don't remember. But they found this town, a literal town with houses, not super modern houses whatsoever, but houses nonetheless, strips, plumbing, so they stay in there, obviously. Not that long after, in book 12, which was Barbarian's Redemption, I'm so sorry about that, Barbarian's Redemption, they find other 5 women, and other 5 women are introduced. This group, instead of being abducted from Earth and just waking up in a ship or in Copan 6, have been slaves for some times. They were all supposed to be slaves, and things happened. So these 5 girls, some of them were women. Some of them have been a slave for just a few months. One of them in particular, for most of her life. So we obviously go into some serious topics with these books. When we get to book 14, when you are supposed to be at the end of the series, mentira, lies, then it's not true. You are not finishing whatsoever, because they introduce 20 more people. Exciting. From those 16 are human women, and then 4 are alien men, non-blue alien men. I also have to say that 2 of the books of IPB are not about the humans. One of them, which was, let me check, A Barbarian's Hope, which is book 10, is about a couple from, like a Sakui couple, so from the tribe, and then the other one, which is the next one, which is Barbarian Choice, is about one of the Sakui girls and then an alien that comes from space. And I don't think there's not much to mention. I have more notes about this series, mainly because we start mixing with ISOM, and this is where it gets confusing and you have to be careful how you read it. To help a bit with this, I made this. Ta-da! So, because it was really confusing to me when I was reading, I made a list, and I obviously made it pretty for the video, but instead of putting the 3 series separated, I decided to combine them in reading order. So I'm going to leave this a few seconds, just in case you want to take a screenshot. The second series, As Home. So this one has a lot of drama, as in big earthquake that destroys a cave kind of drama. A lot of drama, which I don't know how to feel about, honestly. So we have this 20 people group that we just introduced in the last series, and they are in the beach. And 2 of these women get lost and end up in the sea, in the middle of the sea, in a pod, and then they end up on an island. This is a tropical island, which it's surprising because we started in an ice planet. But this is a tropical island, it's quite warm, it has like trees, green trees, and all of the tropical things that you can think of. And it's nice until they realize that the only reason why this island is not frozen is because it's a caldera. I know how to pronounce that one. So it's an active volcano with a lot of earthquakes because it's about to erupt again. It's going to explode and kill everyone. Who is everyone? Well, we also obviously had to introduce some love interest. So we introduced 3 new tribes, blue guys, all of them, but they all have camouflage. I don't know why. And then each tribe has some like particular details, not detail, features. I could not remember the word. Okay, so each tribe has different features. For example, one of the tribes has 4 arms instead of just 2. So we have these 2 girls and these 3 tribes stuck on an active volcano, and they have obviously to get the fuck out of there. So things happen, we are back in the beach, and then I don't know why we get a huge flying monster. Why do we have a huge flying monster? I have no idea, honestly. The monster is bigger than a bus, that I remember, and obviously likes a small human snack or a small alien snack, which is obviously not appreciated. And then a few books later, they also have some huge like shell monsters. I don't know how to describe it. I forgot the word in every language, so let's leave it like that. When I mean, like when I say huge, I mean huge. Like I thought the flying one was huge because it's bigger than a bus. No, this one is like really big. Well, these ones, there are multiple of them, huge. Luckily, these ones do not like to snack on people, which nice, honestly. We also have a random cat guy, and I don't know why he was there, because he was there in a few chapters after he was not there anymore. I don't know, that was a bit confusing. Then a girl is sent to Nordhof on purpose, like she wanted to go there. That was a bit confusing too. And then when we get to the last Ice Home book, which is Floor's Fiasco, which is book 16, surprise again, more people, more pods with more humans, and this time they also have more alien men. I think, if I remember correct, I don't remember the numbers. So we have like a bunch of human women, 1 human man, and then a few random alien men. One of them is a lizard man. I don't know about the rest of them, honestly. This brings us to the 3rd and last series of this video, which is Ice Planet Clones. Why the name? Because all of these people are illegal clones. So instead of killing them, they send them to Copan 6. They don't know they are clones, which more drama. And apparently that was not enough, because we also find a new whole civilization that was underground, like at least one huge city underground. They have like lava rivers inside of the earth. I don't know. They have like these really aggressive, weird looking monsters. It was a lot. There's a lot to unpack in this one. I'm obviously still reading this one because she's still going to publish some more. Right now I'm at 62% of Surviving the Scar, which is the second and last book so far in this series, and if I'm honest, I just want to finish. And I know for a fact we have multiple books left because we're obviously not going to leave all of these people just there, hanging with no story and no partners. No? So, yeah. Don't get me wrong, like, I like her books, most of them, obviously not all of them. I cannot love every single character. But when, like, all these people were introduced in Flor's Fiasco, I literally just put my iPad down and say out loud, "Are you serious?" in Spanish. Like, ¿en serio? Like, I could not believe myself. Like, I thought I was, like, finishing already, and I was so happy about it because 40 books is a lot of books for the same universe. And then more people were introduced, and I knew we needed a story for each one, and it's going to take so long because obviously she has to publish all of them. Let's have in mind that, like I said, 40 books with 2 main characters in each book, plus all the secondary characters from the rest, like all the rest of the books, plus all the children, because everyone and their mama has at least 1 kid, max 3 if I remember correctly, and it's too many names, and half of them are alien names, so I don't remember. I'm really bad with names, so it's hard enough for me to remember the human names. The alien names, I cannot even pronounce them out loud, so that's a struggle for me. And also, like, now we have introduced all of these new things, like the underground stuff, and to me, it doesn't fit. Like, we're in a point where we're, I don't know, like halfway into Ice Home, it felt like there was nothing more to talk about, so that's why we started introducing so much drama, so many monsters and all of those things. And at this point it feels almost like a completely different planet in a way. I don't know. We also had, this is again personal opinion, I hate time jumps. I will have multiple of them. We are 10 or 12 years into the story. Like when we started in book 1 with Georgie and Bechtel, it was like 12 years ago, something like that, of where we are now. I don't know, I just dislike time jumps so much. It might be, I think I dislike them in a really autistic way because that's like new information and I'm missing something and I have to get used to it, and they change a bit, obviously, because in a few years you change as a person, and no, it's stressing me so much. We are also basically ignoring like, the existence of almost every girl that we had at the beginning, I think, except Liz, Harlow, and Farley, if I remember correctly. I don't know, like, they are in a different town, and the town gets mentioned, like, here and there. I know, like, it's a different series, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but we are talking about this other town, like Croatan, where they are, as why would we go there, like, new characters. There's nothing there for us. Those are just, like, random strangers. So it makes me a bit sad because we see, I don't know, like, Liz's kids grow, and the couples, those 3 couples, feels weird. It feels a bit sad to just ignore those completely. Like, I would like to see them again in the stories, just like a visit or like something like that. I don't know. I really have like multiple specific problems with random things with books, but I think it's better if I go over those when I talk about each book. I'm not going to make a video about each book because if I do that, I'm going to be recording Blue Alien videos until I turn 30. Not my plan, so I'm going to probably talk about like 3 or 4 per video. I'm not going to make all of them one after the other. So I will like post a video here with 4 books, the next one with other 4 books. I will see how I do that. So let's go over my ratings. I'm going to put my average rating per series, and then I'm going to put it on the screen so it's going to be much easier to understand how many books I have for each amount of stars. So let me take the number. For IPB, my average rating is 3.8, which I would say is quite high. I have 3 books with 5 stars, 11 books with 4 stars, 4 books with 3 stars, 1 book with 2, and I don't have any with 1. Then for Ice Home is a 3.3 star, which is a bit lower. I have 1 book with 5 stars, 7 books with 4, 6 books with 3, then I have 1 with 2, and I have 1 with 1. I really dislike some of the characters in this series. I also dislike a few characters from the original series, but in this one it was strong. My hatred got really strong. With IPC, so like Ice Planet Clones, the new one, the first book I rated 4 stars. I didn't love it, but it was a nice time. And then the second one I haven't finished, but so far it's a max 3 stars. Sin más. Final thoughts. So, would I recommend all of these books? Yes. Depends. So, if you don't want to be reading alien romances for months, I would just read the first half of Ice Planet Barbarian, so I don't know, maybe the special editions. If you like monster romances, you are going to enjoy this most probably. There are some really like cute, teasy moments, some really funny moments, spicy moments. Some of the books are really focused on just the love story. Some other books have a lot of action, a lot of drama. So we get a bit of everything in this series, and all of them. I have to say that I don't think these books are like extremely spicy. Like, they have a lot of details in the scenes, and they have a lot of sexy scenes, but compared to other books that I have read, I would say that the nastier scenes are quite vanilla. But I think my opinion with this is not valid. I think it's worth less than a peanut, because my ability to judge those things is a bit broken, because like I said, I have read some really hard stream things. These are books that you read for the vibe, for fancies. These are not books that you read while you are looking for a masterpiece of literature. These are to have a good time. The bad part about these books, 40 plus books. The good part, also 40 plus books, because if you don't know what to read, you can just go to the next one. You always have more books to read. Most of these books are between 150 pages and 300 and something pages, so they are not really long. I have read up to 4 in the same day. No, I was not working. Yes, I read quite fast. It's not important how many books someone reads in a year, a month, or in a day. It's just books, and it's a hobby. So my max is 4. But I was reading at the beginning with IPB. I was reading at least 1 a day, every day. I was just really into them. I was really invested. If I had to rate all of the Not Hot or Cop and Six, or however you want to call them, books together, so the 40 of them, I think I will give them like 3 stars. In general, I will not give them more, because, like I said, some of the characters were so annoying. Jesus Christ, I hated some of them so, like, with my whole heart. I was so angry at them. Every single page, every time they opened their mouths, I was like, please shut the fuck up. Thank you. So just 3, I think. At least right now. I'm also quite lost as where we are going to with the third series. So 3. I'm going to stop talking already, because we are going over 40 minutes of video, obviously unedited, so this is going to be really fun for me to edit. It's going to take a hot minute, and I'm going to hate myself. I'm not going to enjoy it. So I hope you guys liked, I know, the stickers, the bookmarks, me talking about books. If you are interested, you can just buy Ruby's books. Yes, I will link her page. I will link her Instagram. I will link my social media. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoy, subscribe for more content, and I will see you next time. Bye!